What if every time someone clicked play on your podcast, you got paid?
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
Hey, I'm Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting, where I help you plan, launch, and grow your podcast. I also wrote the book, Profit from Your Podcast, and when I do the audiobook, it's going to include the topic we're talking about today. Now, I'm going to let you know that this video is going to be a little longer, but stay tuned because things could really change here. And that is, there are podcasts now using apps like Fountain, which is available on both Android and iOS, and when your audience clicks play, you earn Bitcoin. Now, I realize just the phrase Bitcoin, a lot of you are like, oh, it's that thing again. Hang tight. It's actually getting easier. It is not easy yet, but we're getting close. I actually started a podcast, Leading the Bleeding. Find it at leadingthebleeding.com, where I've invited the community to teach me about crypto because I need a little education in that department. And right now, if you want to earn crypto with your podcast, you got to be a little bit of a nerd, but we're making that easy. But think about this. We live in a cancel culture right now. If you don't agree with me, you're coming after my job. That is kind of the way it is, and it's a bit of an exaggeration, but then it's not. Check out this clip from the documentary No Safe Places with Adam Carolla. Now, in this clip, a university has said, hey, on Halloween, you're college students. How about we don't put up any rules? You would think that'd be great. No rules. You can do whatever you want. It's called, what is it again? Freedom. And people threw a fit, and one of the organizers, kind of in charge of Halloween, came down to understand before being understood. He came down to listen, and this is how he was treated.
That I can sit down and talk to you and understand your predicament. You know, that I can listen to you. If that's not true, if you deny that, then what is the reason that you asked to be heard? Yes, thank you.
What you did was create space for violence to happen.
That I disagree with. I disagree.
It's not a debate.
I am sick looking at you. I am disgusted watching Lex argue with you. You were not listening. You were disgusting. And now I want your job to be taken from you.
I'll put a link to that documentary under the video, but it's pretty amazing. So let me give you an overview of how this works. You basically have your bank. Your bank, then you tie your bank to a free app called Strike. I believe they have a little bit of a kickback program, so if you go to supportthisShow.com/strike, I think you and I both get $5. That Strike app makes it super easy to, number one, tie to your bank, but also then send money to the app like Fountain. And when you have a little wallet in there, and you can see how much money you have to give to, you guessed it, podcasters. And that's actually my total. I use a app called Zap for that, and I can go in and based on the current popularity or value of Bitcoin, it shows me kind of what I have in US dollars. So that's how you do this. If you want to have your show set up for this, go to value.io. But let me show you what this looks like on the phone. Here is the Fountain app. You can search for shows. And when you can see I've got a number of shows, these are all enabled to stream Satoshis to. And you can see here are the episodes that are available. I can go in here to my wallet, which we'll get to in just a second. And I can see that I've given thousands of Satoshis, which is like 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin. So it's a small amount, but I've just started playing with these. But you can see I've only got 85 sats in my wallet, and I stream, in some cases, 20 sats per minute. And again, I need to figure out exactly how much that is, but I want to add some funds. Well, what I've done is there's another app called Strike. You can see I have $10.81 in it. So I use Strike to connect to my bank. So I'm going to click here and say, look, I want to add funds in Fountain. And you can see there where I could buy 1,000 sats, 2,000 sats, but here is one for 20,000 sats for $9.55. So I'm going to click on 20,000 sats, and it says, okay, fund your wallet by paying this Lightning invoice. Please note this is not a Bitcoin address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this address. And it says, hey, you copied that to the clipboard. Now I go over to my Strike app and I say, I want to pay. So I click on this, and I believe all I have to do is click on this little icon in the upper right-hand corner. And it says, hey, scan or paste a Bitcoin address. So I'm going to, paste is at the bottom. Strike pasted from Fountain. It says, hey, do you want to confirm $9.56 to your podcast wallet? And I'm like, sure. Because that's how much those sats were. Deposit to your Fountain wallet. I go like, okay, great. Payment is successful. And Strike is letting me know, hey, you paid somebody. And so you can see I have $1.25 left there. I could go to my account here. And if I click deposit, it's already connected to my bank. And I could say, hey, take $20 out of my bank, put it in this app so that I can then send it over here to Fountain. And you see here, if I click out of that, I now have 20,000 sats ready to send to my favorite shows. So how do I go about giving money to podcasters? So I'm going to click here on the No Agenda show, and you can see there's the episode. If I click on play, you can see down here where I am boosting 20 sats. I always want to say stats. And I can click here, and I can make this 10, I can make it 50, I can make it 100, whatever you want to do. Give them extra money. Maybe I've got an episode here, and I'm going to put here, demoing Fountain and promoting your show. And I'm going to give them 500 sats. And now, when I click on Boost Sats, it's great fun. A little thinking behind the scenes, and then boom, confetti. Who doesn't love confetti? I mean, seriously, who doesn't love confetti? I could talk about this for hours. Think about this. You can't attack my sponsors because I don't have any. Now, you can use this with sponsorship if you want. It's just a way so that when you give value to your audience and they go, wow, I can't get this place. This is amazing. They can give back. True story. I had somebody, I work for Libsyn. It's a podcast media hosting company who owns Glow. I work on their tech support, glow.fm. And somebody said, hey, we are supporting this particular podcast on Glow for $5 a month. We want to change that to $50. And that's one of the greatest things about this. If you want to pay somebody 20 sats a minute, which it turns out is like next to nothing, $40 or 40 sats a minute is around $1 a minute or something like that. I'll put a link under the video where you can figure this out. But it's really up to you. If you want to give me 10 sats a minute, great. You want to give me 100 stats, 1,000 stats, 10,000 stats, whatever. It's up to you. How much value did you get from this? Don't limit your audience. Let them give you what they feel the value is. If you're starving and somebody gives you a cracker, that's $1 million cracker right there. So keep that in mind. Again, I could go on for this. Valueforvalue.io is where you go to connect your podcast to where you can start making money. Leadingthebleeding.com is going to be my podcast where I start to kind of understand this stuff. Schoolofpodcasting.com/value. If you found this particular video of value, you can give some of that back. But the bottom line is, in some cases, you get what you deserve, and that scares a lot of people, for the record. But thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'll have links to everything under this. And go podcasting.